Today we'll review the two top-end 3060 Ti AIB, ROG Strix, and GameX Trio. In terms of their external designs such as length, width, and height, these two cards show great similarities. They both use two 8-pin power connectors and are kept cooled by the triple fan designs. Now let's look at what's inside the box. The ASUS card comes with a user menu and a few collectible items. For PC enthusiasts, the keychain and player card can add great values to your collections. MSI, on the other hand, offers an installation comic book and a GPU holder to prevent the GPU sag. So when choosing between the two, the show-off versus practical standpoint should also be considered. The RGB design will be the biggest difference in aesthetics between the two. Although colorful, the Strix horizontal RGB panel blocks airflow as a trade-off, and theoretically leads to worse thermal performance. So how much does this theoretical difference carry into real-world performance? We tested both cards in 3 GPU demanding games and calculated their average temperature, power draw, and FPS in a 10-minute playing session. The Strix card has a much more aggressive stock fan curve, netting a 25% higher fan speed compared to the GameX Trio for 8.4% or 10 degrees temperature drop on average. On temperature alone, I would personally recommend the Strix 3060 Ti, as the only drawback from high fan speed, noise, wasn't noticeably different between the two. Interestingly, one of the reasons that causes the high temperature in the GameX Trio could be its high power draw. At stock settings, the GameX Trio causes 14.7% or 23.5 watt more than the Strix on average. On MSI's data sheet, the GameX Trio records a 240 watt power draw, which is the highest wattage for all the 3060 Ti models. During our testing, the number turns out to be quite accurate, as the peak was around 253.5 watt. This could be a determining factor, as the Strix peak draw was only 222.2 watt. The 30 watt difference could be what triggers power throttling and PSU shutdown for some low-end PCs. Moving on to average frames per second, we actually discovered something counterintuitive. The first finding made sense. With higher stock power draw, GameX Trio achieves higher score than the Strix in time spy. However, in games like GTA 5 and Watch Dogs 2, the GameX Trio actually produces 5 to 8 less FPS on average. So in summary, the GameX Trio ran 10 degrees hotter, draws 30 watt more power, and produces somewhat lower frames. Lastly, let's talk about the overclockability. For the Strix, we started with a 100 MHz core offset plus 10 increment and worked our way up to a plus 150 core stable frequency. Then starting with 600 MHz memory offset and plus 200 increment, we found that the highest stable setting for the Strix 3060 Ti was plus 150 core and plus 1100 memory with 135% power. This setting yields a 12,137 score in 1080p time spy, which is a 7.3% performance boost compared to the stock score 11,312. For the GameX Trio, with a similar method, we found that its max stable setting was also plus 150 core, plus 1200 memory, and 104% power. The overclock improved the time spy score by 6.5%, from 11,336 to 12,074. With these two charts shown side by side, we can see that the Strix card started with a lower performance at stock, but turned the battle around at max overclock. In my opinion, the Strix card was the winner between these two premium cards, given the better thermal, overclock, and RGB lightings. Hope this video can help you make an informed decision when choosing between the two. Thanks for watching.